here last week. You guys missed being on air. It was a few things I'm gonna go over today, but the first thing I wanted to talk about was how about Facebook and Instagram all down all day, right? How about that? Now listen, a lot of us we do our thing over social media. We do lives and lives on Instagram, lives on Facebook, so our viewers can know what's going on with us or just to get some inspiration during the day. And just to know that Facebook and Instagram was down all day. Now, I don't even know if they're back up. I tried to get on Facebook Live when I was on my way up here and it wouldn't let me get on. So that was just a thought because, we use these platforms. We use them to advertise our business. We use them to stay in contact with our followers, people who watch our shows. And for it to be down for a whole day, it impacted a lot of people, and it impacted a lot of people in a major way, especially people who use those two platforms to make money off of. If you're making money off Facebook and Instagram and it was down all day, you probably lost a lot of money today. So it made me think about what will we do? What is our solutions? Because we have become so accustomed in these days and times. That's a little Houdini that Toucan playing for us in the background. I don't know if he know that he's playing it. But so it makes me think, what are we doing these days and times? Because we have become so accustomed to social media, so accustomed to using these platforms on a daily basis. And when you think about it, a lot of us, this is the first thing a lot of us do when we wake up in the morning, especially if you have business on Facebook. You might go straight to your Facebook page in the morning. You might go there to listen to something. Because I know this morning I'm on, and I usually go on and listen to Gloria in the morning. If you guys listen to me, then you know that Gloria was the last guest that was on our show. She has her platform, the Loving Me Project. But in the morning, she does an Inspiration in 30. And she does that on Facebook in the morning. So just imagine, had that been down this morning, I wouldn't have been able to watch Gloria. So it makes me think, like I said, we become so accustomed to using these platforms on a daily basis, and then it goes down. Now, me personally, I actually didn't even know, that it went down today because I'm doing a class, and so I was kind of like on my computer, on my laptop for most of the day doing my classes, and then I was outside earlier. So I didn't even know that Facebook was down. I happened to be watching the news right before I came in, and they were like, Facebook was down all day, and I went on there to see. And yes, it was still down. It just kept kind of, circling like it does when it's refreshing. So all day, and it affects me in a way. Because although I have my podcast coming on YouTube through Glockaware Radio, I also, while I'm on air, I always go live on Facebook. And so then this is where most of the interaction comes from the audience. It's through Facebook. And now Facebook is down. So if you're a listener, I'm hoping that because Facebook was down today and you didn't get to see me on Facebook Live, that you are tuning in through YouTube. Thank God that YouTube didn't go down. And not only did Facebook and Instagram go down, WhatsApp went down as well. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know what that is, but WhatsApp is an app where people do a lot of sales through. Because I know when I had the beauty salon, we would buy our hair from Asia through WhatsApp. And we did our orders for our hair through the WhatsApp app. So just imagine the people who are using WhatsApp all day and now it's down. How much money they lost. What's the solution? What would be our solution to if the platforms that we use on a daily basis to take care of our business, what will we do? Because, as I said, with WhatsApp, I was dealing with people that were in China when it came to our hair, Indonesia, and things like that. But without WhatsApp, do not ask me how I would have been able to get in contact with those people because I got in contact through them through WhatsApp. And that was the way that we associated. That was the way we communicated to do ourselves, was on WhatsApp. And Facebook has Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook all on the same I guess on the same technical line. I don't know that techie stuff. But whatever the platforms are on, whatever the platforms are that carries them, they're all on one. So when one went down, they all went down. And you would think that because all the money that Mark Zuckerberg makes from Facebook, that he wouldn't have all three of those on the same platform so that when one goes down, they all wouldn't go down at the same time. Because this is not the first time this happened. It happened with Facebook and Instagram before. I don't remember if WhatsApp was included, but it did happen with Facebook and Instagram. So you would think that he would have, you would think that he would took the time to put that separate those three entities so that they wouldn't all go down at the same time. Because who knows how much money people are losing. And that's something that I'm going to look that up when this is over to find out, to see if I can find out. Because like I said, so many people are using those platforms to make money. But that was not actually the topic that I wanted to talk about today. Today, I wanted to really talk about a few things that happened over the course of the last couple weeks. I wanted to talk about the young ladies being shot. And we had a young lady, I think 2 weeks ago, her name was Chandra Jones. She was coming, her and her friends were out, and she was coming from a nightclub or something like that. And her car was shot up, and her and two other people were shot, and unfortunately, she lost her life. And then this young lady has two children. I think there was a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old or something like that. And I read an article in the Inquirer that said that she was not the intended target. And that's the things that one of the reasons why it hits another nerve, because you have people out here shooting. And if you got beef with somebody, beef with the person that you're beefing with. Because so many people are victims of being shot, being innocent bystanders, or just being someplace at the wrong time. I don't even want to say that, because what's the wrong time to be somewhere? People say you were at the wrong place at the wrong time. How could I know that was the wrong place at the wrong time? You know what I'm saying? People say that, but at the end of the day, how do I know that that's the wrong place? I probably had to do something. A person had to do something important at that particular place, and something happens, and it's just crazy because this young lady, 24 years old, her life has not even started yet. Really, she's not even 25 years old yet, and so now her children have to go through their lives without a mother. And it's just so sad because the two other young ladies, thank God that they survived, they were shot too. But this is a traumatic ordeal that they are going to remember for the rest of their lives. It's something that they have to deal with for the rest of their lives, being shot. And I just can't even imagine. My heart goes out to the families of Chandra Jones and to the two other young ladies that were shot in that incident. And really, it just amazes me sometimes, because it's like there used to be a code where women and children were protected. And I know I spoke about this before on my podcast. But it's like, it's no holds barred. It's like, it's no rules anymore. Like, the rules are out the window. There's no rules. People just go out, shoot up vehicles. Don't know if the right person or the wrong person. It could have looked like them, possibly. Or the car could have been the same, possibly. But whatever the case, if the young lady wasn't the intended target, then for all of that they did, they didn't even achieve their goal of what they set out to achieve. And then they have three people that were victims of this incident. What's up, E.A.? You want to talk a little bit about this, babe?
Yeah, because it's just sad. And I talked about this the other day with the 100 black men that want to bring on this show, because this show is all about positivity.
Yes.
And at what point do it becomes to the point where you want to do something about it? It's just, wow.
Right.
It's especially with, and you might have heard me say this all the time. If you scroll back some years on any show where I was narrating, I always say, our sisters, please, nowadays you can't hang in the places that used to be cool, like the bars. Listen, bar owners and all that, y'all know what I'm saying.
Right.
I ain't trying to denounce y'all business. I patronize y'all business too. But me myself, that's not my forte. That's not something that I do. Because I had bad experiences with hanging out like that. A lot of my friends got killed. A lot of my friends went to jail for whatever they went to jail for. And it all was around partying at some type of club or something. Now, what's happening now is just drug dealers against drug dealers. No, they're not even drug dealers. I ain't putting that on the guys that got to do what they got to do. That's just people that have individual beefs with each other, so they don't have any picks on if they see you. You know, it's a phraseology, spot 'em, got 'em.
Right.
So if they see you, they don't care if you with your child. They really don't have no, because they feel like, because one of the guys from who they did it to one of their guys. So it's a revolving cycle.
Right.
And if you just stop, and that's why I like when it's thundering and lightning and it rain real bad, because it's less people hanging outside.
Right.
I like when it's freezing cold. Like summertime, and every time I say it's going to be 80 degrees, oh my goodness, somebody going to get killed. Because it's just bringing out, and let me just say this, because one of my Spanish homies was a little, not upset with me, because all Spanish stores and Dominican stores and Diego stores, whatever, bodega stores, y'all don't let, but some of y'all, for the ones, ain't no Chinese stores, y'all worse, Asian stores worse. Have y'all let a bunch of guys that you know that they into all kinds of activities hang in front of your store all day, every day? I guarantee that a shootout is going to occur one day. And I give you less than 6 months.
Right.
If they hang outside your store, and that's a hangout, and everybody knows, you don't know the lifestyle that a lot of our children are in nowadays. They go burn somebody for some money. Now they hanging out thinking that the guy that they burnt ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
And our women be in cahoots. Our women be taking the sides of these gangsters. Like, you see, like, honestly.
Right.
Like, I was watching Cardi B, and when he got locked up that time, I was just first time watching the interview. And when they grabbed him and was locking him up, she ran over there, Gray. I get the point, like, stick up for your man. I'm glad that security got a little smart and took her away before she got arrested.
Right.
It's a time and place for everything. Stop being so manly or possessive about everything. You know, to be very honest, and watch yourself. Play defense. You know, and no, it's fortunate that gun violence has never stopped, but we can reduce it.
Right.
The kids need something to do in their leisure activity and indulge themselves in leisure activity. So, you know, that's what the 100 Black Men is pushing right now down Vaux. They starting at Vaux. And there's a lot of other organizations that's trying to do what it do. Okay. But I'm helping them because they already have a plan in action. They got chapters. Specifically, Joel. Brother Joel, we're working with him. He on the Philadelphia chapter.
Yeah, they've been around for
they have been around for a while.
Yeah.
So, you know, I said, I got to bring you to the willpower.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't get the willpower.
Got to get the willpower, baby.
You give it up. You inspire me. I'm sitting in there and you like one of my favorite shows out of all the shows on Glockaware, keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Even my own. Even my own. Because I learn more from you. Mine's is more reality, what's going on in the world. Topic is of discussion, having fun, and the vibes. Right. I always drill that. Right. But your show is more on topics, everyday life topics, leisure activity, you know. Yes. And it be facts. There's not too many times that I listen to your show and it was just gossip. Right. You don't gossip.
Right, because we don't... No, it's enough of that on TV.
No, that's real.
It's enough of that on TV.
I wanted to elaborate with you, sister, about our sisters. And listen, don't hang with him. Listen. Especially if you know he he get busy. What you think gonna happen to you? What you think? It's 2021. Do you think they're gonna say, "Oh no, they go, don't do it because she in the car"? Nah, that's not gonna happen. That's just face reality.
The logic is out the window.
That's just face reality. There's no such thing as they have no empathy. They have none.
You know what? It's so funny because it's like they have no empathy, and why? Because it's always to get right. See, to get underneath the underlying. Because a lot of times when we young girls, right, and I know this from my own personal experience, right? when so much is going on that you're used to, right? You take stuff for granted.
You do
It can't happen
all the
to
time.
me. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't
True.
even think that it's going to happen. You don't even think that nothing will happen to you
That's true.
until it happens.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why
Like COVID.
exactly.
I'm being real. Not that we ain't got to elaborate on that.
Exactly.
That's like, getting pregnant. Women, a sister that's a virgin, do not let him have sex with you without protection.
Because he'll be pop off the first time.
Trust me, he is not.
For real.
Guys is nasty. If you don't know, sis, he is going to go in raw dog.
Then it might not be a baby. You might get something else.
You might get a venereal disease.
Absolutely.
No, that's true.
For
That's
real.
true. We got to protect our women.
Yes.
I'm
You
real
know what's
serious
so
about
funny?
that.
Because not only with the young girls here, right? On Instagram the other day, it was a young girl, and she was saying black women was getting shot in St. Louis, right? So I was like, well, let me go look that up. So I went on, and I Googled it, and I found that in the last, I think not last week, but the week before, in the last 7 days in St. Louis, 7 black women had got shot, right?
Oh, wow.
So they was trying to figure if it was a serial killer, because after 2, they might consider you a serial killer based on the circumstances. So they were saying that they were getting shot. It was 7 of them. So the young girl was saying, like, nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about it on the news. So when I went to I didn't even write the news station down, but it's in St. Louis, and they were saying that, well, it was a young lady on there, and she was saying that it was a lot of street workers out there.
Okay. All right. I get it. Okay.
And so what my thing was with the whole way the interview was, I don't care if they were street workers or not. People do not deserve to get shot down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Women in the street even men. But people sometimes when they say a street worker or a woman that's a prostitute, they kind of like add that on it, like, well, it's okay that she got shot because she was a prostitute. That's how I seen the reaction from the person that they were interviewing.
Well, see, I'm a little tough with that, and I get what you're saying. Yeah, it was 8 killed, 12 injured.
Right.
Wow.
And
You're
all of them may
absolutely right.
not have been street workers. Thus
And this
was
is
just
Fox 2, Channel 2
Yes.
from Fox has it up. But let me just say this. It took a lot of years to really say this against myself first before anybody else. So I'm not judging you. I'm just giving something based off the principles of what I overstand.
right.
Beretta, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. So, we just got finished talking about we got to take our black men off the streets and put them into activities
Right.
so it can save them in their leisure time. Because if I could take you off the streets for 4 hours, or you can go to a job for 4 hours, or go paint somebody's house for 4 hours, or go shovel some snow for 4 hours, that's 4 hours that you 9 times out of 10
Like,
won't
won't
get
get caught
trouble.
up in no stuff.
Right. I ain't saying after you done robbed Peter and Abdul and Brahim and them, and now you going to work and you think, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
So, please forgive me for all the victims and the families of these young women, but I'm a straight shooter. If you was out on a strip prostituting, that come with that game. It's a pretty good chance that you can be raped, shot, killed,
All of the
some
above.
harm done to you.
Right.
But it will have, see, people say, nah, because it can happen to a school teacher. No, it will have to be a lunatic or a person of interest
Yes.
that can go inside any facility or inside a school or outside of a school and harm somebody that may be a school teacher or a postal worker.
Right.
It can happen to anybody. But how you shrink down those particular situations is to not involve yourself in that circumstance or that environment. Environment is important. When you look up the word, you'll understand it. I love sociology. Mm-hmm. I challenge anybody, like the brother was saying, brothers don't read books no more. Parents don't even enforce books no more. And it's a lot of parents that you can ask them, when the last time you read a book with your child? Especially if you have a child that's under a teenager.
Right.
You should read to them all the time.
Every day.
No, for real. I don't care if you just grab a paper and just read to them. Because if they don't learn how to read, they ain't going to be able to do nothing else.
Absolutely.
But pick up a gun because it's easier to say, stick up. Give it to me.
Yes.
Honestly. So
it is.
Our sisters, stay away from, understand, like, females have more money than guys. Like the new millennials. Mm-hmm. Like, because they went, whether they got a job, they got a good job, they have income. Certain guys that may have messed up, and they may not be jumping into recidivism. They may not be going back and forth to jail. They went to jail one time, made a mistake, can't get job placement. Mm-hmm. So now they need income. They still the same handsome guy, dressed nice, but now he has no income. So now he's thriving off of your income. That's because he didn't do the right thing in his decisions. Right. So women, don't allow him to do it. I'm just keeping it real. I ain't Steve Harvey. I'm just a father figure that I have a daughter, and I always just try to get in my daughter so that way she won't never have to ask a man to give it to her. Now, there's nothing wrong with asking a man. If that's your spouse, if that's your significant other, or y'all dating and y'all tight, yes, ask. Closed mouth does not get fed.
Absolutely.
So, I love you. I love the WillPower, podcast show. This is one of the best shows ever.
Thanks, E.
Only because it bring out the reminders that I'm supposed to have for myself.
Exactly, because you know what? Sometimes you need to be reminded of things, and a lot of times a lot of the subjects that I talk about, people just don't think about, especially younger people, because it's not just for older people. It's mostly for the youth, for real, because after we get a certain age, most of the time
to be more conscious.
Exactly, but it's the youth, and if you are adult and you are not conscious, that's the point. That's what I bring.
That's all.
That's it. Because.
All right. Let me. I said I didn't want to chime in with COVID or religion. That's two things I will never talk about publicly, like in a long discussion, and have dialogue and let people comment. That's two things I won't do, because his and her has their own opinion,
right,
their own perspective based on whatever opinion or fact. Mm-hmm. You're not a scientist. You're not in there cooking it up. So you just reading what somebody else told you, or you're mimicking what somebody else that did research told you. You ain't do it for yourself unless you cook the egg, crack the egg, put it in the pan. You can't tell me sugar, honey, iced tea.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you what a brother told me when I was upstate, and it used to be Muslims getting together, Christians, people that didn't have no religion.
Right.
They called themselves monotheism. They was monotheists.
Right.
Israelites. We were all cool as friends as we got to know each other after them years went by.
Right.
So we used to get together and have studies. And we used to have topics without offending one another's principles.
Right.
And I asked one brother outside of our cipher, because he was so knowledgeable. And I asked him a question about religion. And we just said that he was very knowledgeable, had 40-something years in. Mm-hmm. He was able to read every book with information that was put in it by any writer from any year.
I bet.
Yeah, he was a boy. He the one that got me in to read the encyclopedia.
Right.
You should be done in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're really dedicated to find out information, you should read it in 30 days.
You'll be
like
faster.
I do.
I was about to say you'll be faster
sometimes
than
I used to
that.
come out. I say that sometimes. What? I used to read encyclopedias in 30 days. No, I didn't. I never got through the whole one.
Thing.
I'm keeping it real on your show. But I have said that.
Right.
But after like a month, I have gained so much knowledge.
Absolutely.
Because I don't care what nobody say. You can talk all you want. They're all writers. Mm-hmm. Everybody was a writers. I don't care if they was from Africa, Asia.
Timbuktu.
Like, seriously, like, cut it out, y'all. Cut it out. But I want to say this. He said, I'm doing the religion just because I'm playing it safe. Just because it is a such thing. I'll never forget him saying that.
Right.
He said, wow, what if it is?
And I wasn't on it. Down goes Frazier, right?
I had nothing to lose.
Right.
I'm practicing principles of consciousness.
Right. Right.
But if you don't, you're practicing what Nas doing. Not the Nas hip hop artist, that other boy.
Ignorance. You're practicing ignorance.
Satanic
This
for the
put
money.
that.
He rich as hell right
No,
now.
what I heard Dave Chappelle say, his father said, what's your price? See, what is your price? And that meant, what can somebody give you to make you go out of control? You understand what I'm saying?
Now, the only thing I would say that's far-fetched that I would do, now I'm getting your show into a little bit of my type of vibes at my show, I would interview RuPaul for money to get paid.
Right.
I will interview RuPaul.
Right.
I will interview RuPaul on his show with the drag queens.
Right.
I really would. Not on duty and all that. So what?
Because you want to know.
It ain't got nothing to do with...
You trying to be like that. You're personal.
No, I'm not trying to be like that.
Exactly. That's
if
the
they're
whole
going to
thing.
allow me, and I'm not going to be disrespectful.
Right.
I'm not going to... Whatever his mindset is, that's his choice. Everything is a choice. Whether you eat beef, pork, or vegetables. It's your choice.
Right.
What kind of car you drive, what time you wake up in the morning. It's your choice. It's crazy. But stop killing our women. And I wish the choice would be stop.
Yes.
Stop
killing
our women.
each other.
Well, that ain't
How
gonna never
about that?
stop. That ain't gonna never stop. If you watch who set us up when them boys was coming over there on them boats in Africa, I'ma just leave that alone.
You know that goes.
But
it goes.
we can reduce it. We can reduce it.
We have to
Be conscious.
be conscious of not just our surroundings, but of who we are, like who we truly are.
Let me put it in a more of a humorous perspective. You have some people that don't believe in deodorant,
Right.
that do not wash. You've seen the celebrities talking about how they do not wash.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that
I
was
saw that.
nasty for a European person to say that they don't take showers all the time.
But
They're only out hairy. That's
you
lice.
was
That's
you? I was not surprised by those
nasty.
statements, though.
Well, me neither, but because some blacks don't wash. Some people from certain cultures don't use deodorant. I'm not using that. No.
In France, I
That
think
is
they take a
enhancement.
shower like twice a week.
That
or
is
something like that.
enhancement. It stops you from perspiring, which you stink. Like, how I'ma kiss you, lady, if you stink? You
But
can
they might not want to use the deodorants that we use because they contain a lot of zinc. See, they have their
zinc.
reason.
What zinc do? I'm not familiar. I'm sorry. I'm not
So they
educated
have a
about
lot
everything.
of so a lot of the people that from other cultures that don't, because we have a lot of chemicals inside of the products that we use in America.
That's how I stop you from
that
stinking.
over time can cause us to get cancer.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a lot of carcinogens.
All right, well, do like how my grandma and them used to tell us to do
Some
when we
baking
had no
soda.
deodorant. Baking soda.
My
We-
grandfather, let me tell you, my grandfather was from Jamaica, and I never understood why he never brushed his teeth with toothpaste. He only used baking soda. And I used to be like,
Because he had
Poppy.
no toothpaste.
He used to use baking soda and peroxide.
He would take some Crest right now, today.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yes, he would.
no.
Yeah,
This
get
was
your teeth
no.
clean.
I was a teenager, and he was still doing this. And I'm like, Papa, you know you can buy a Colgate, and he was like, why would I do that when I got baking soda and
Baking soda.
peroxide?
Because baking soda is cool. I forgot down at this the chemical word that it does. It lifts.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like
That's
one
like
of the
back in the cake. That's like back in the day. A lot of our grandmoms and moms used to use yeast to bake cakes.
Right.
So when they was baking the cake, what's the
the
number
cake
one thing
rise.
that they did not want you to do?
They did not want you to jump, or their cake would get flattened.
Yo, we used to have to go outside and play.
Absolutely.
When somebody was baking a cake. But I seen
Yes.
why. We stomping around, boom, bang,
Big
boom,
hole in
boom.
the middle,
They
right?
go to get the cake, that John looking like EST haircut, Kwame haircut.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
that
why.
was
But
'cause
now
of
we
the
got
yeast.
Betty
That's funny.
Crocker, and they got all kinds of crap, and it don't fall. What's keeping it up?
Oh no, we got something better. We got the little oodles and noodles that we like to eat that can sit in the store for over 5 years and not be cooked.
Preservative.
The preservatives. I mean,
So
but a drunk driver will kill you faster than those preservatives. will.
absolutely.
That young
So you
brother,
never know.
that young brother
That's
that's
why
on
I'ma
the
eat the
corner,
cake.
on the corner of your block will kill you faster than those preservatives. We got to work on that.
On my
It's
block,
good that
you
we
right.
conscious about this food. I'm proud. Look at Fran Daddy SP. He don't eat no meat no
That's
more.
what's up, friend. I'm trying to get like
But-
you.
but-
I be wanting a hamburger sometimes.
But Fran need to figure out, like all the other young brothers, how we could reduce crime.
Yes.
Violence, black on black violence.
Yes.
Figure that out.
We need to figure that out.
Y'all figured out what Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. Y'all figured that
You know
out.
everything else.
Y'all figured everything out. Y'all figured out that Black Lives Matter had another side to them, but I still like Black Lives
Right.
Matter, and I like all lives matter.
Right.
Figure out why we can't stop this black on black crime.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Because at the end of the day, when all the statistics is done, it's us that kill each other the most. But that's just not with black people. That's with people in general. You're going to.
But we talking about black people.
But
We
we're
working
talking
on
about
us.
us. Why?
We working on us.
Because we have the highest rates of it.
That's all.
We have the highest rates of it. We are so.
Becky, we love you too. Scott too.
But like Malcolm X said, this is one thing I loved about Malcolm X.
Right.
See, Malcolm X didn't hate the other people.
He
He
didn't.
just said, we can't help nobody till we help ourselves.
That's it.
That's all
Marcus
he said.
Garvey and them said something different.
We ain't even going to go
I
into
know,
Marcus
I
Garvey because
understand.
Malcolm X's father was a Garveyite. He followed Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X's father, and that's how Malcolm got some of that background that he got. You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand.
But
I understand.
he did a little traveling. See,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
So he's seen that the different cultures was a little different.
Exactly.
You know, and I get it.
But look who brought him down.
Like,
The
do you know
people-
that it's that is people that's albino color,
Yes.
with no pigmentation,
Absolutely.
that has blue eyes.
Yes.
Okay,
There's black people in Melanesia that have blonde hair.
that have blue eyes too,
Absolutely. Because everything started with black.
with the pigmentation.
That's
baby.
it. So whether they like to agree or not agree, at the end of the day, you know, we are the original. We are the original.
I believe we are the
human.
original
We are
people.
the original.
That
We are-
bone structure that they found that was like 1 billion years old had so much melatonin in it that the scientists said that
Mm-hmm.
it had to be someone of African descent because a European could not have survived under the sun for that period of time.
And actually,
that's
I don't want to
not
get
my
all
words.
scientific on y'all, but we have a different DNA structure than other races as
Why
well.
you think they knock your nose off?
As well.
Why you think they knocked your nose off?
So, you know.
That's gonna tell the truth.
Because you know Egypt was not in Africa back then. It was in Greece.
See, willpower. See, you see what you got when you listen to willpower. See, the
They-
unsurfaced is something totally different, but it's the
Exactly.
willpower.
Exactly.
The willpower to
Exactly.
move on
It's-
and share the information because it's not so much of the education because the education is the implementation. The implementation, you know, it's more of the information so you can overstand it or understand it. Now, do you
Well,
want to
just
be
so you
under
can
it
be
or do you want to be
aware.
over it? Conscious is everything.
Yes.
Conscious is everything.
Yes.
Like, look both ways before you cross the street. Why? Because you can get hit by a car by one of them drunk drivers if you just walk out in the street.
Absolutely. And
So-
you better look both ways for more than that. Than
And
a
we
car
need our
these days.
police. I always wanted to say that on a Smart People show. We need our cops. All that y'all got misconstrued. Yeah, it's
No.
always bad.
Oh, we
cops.
absolutely need someone to structure
You know what I
civil
told a brother
obedience.
yesterday, the other day, 2 to 3 days ago? Told him we don't need no cops. I said, what would your
What we
grandma
need?
and your mother wouldn't be safe? You know
Absolutely.
how many rapists, you know how many child pedophiles that's out here that would get her
Yes.
if they didn't feel like they didn't have no harm
Yes.
or no security to watch them?
Just look.
It's some people that need security all time. That's why they will always stay in jail. Because as soon as they get out, they're going to be repeated offenders because they're repeated habitual offenders with the knowledge of self.
Absolutely. I was watching a program the other day, and it was about a guy who killed his wife and her daughter. It wasn't his daughter. And the two sons were there, and they witnessed it. One of the sons, he stabbed. The other son, well, I don't know if he was close enough, but he didn't physically get hurt, but he heard what was happening. And the man was in jail. They talked to this guy, and they asked him, do you think you should be home from jail? And he said no. He was honest with himself.
See?
You know what I'm saying? He said
See.
every day he wishes that he could take back what he did, but he can't. But he didn't even feel as though he needed to be out here in these streets. Because in his mind, he know he ain't right.
Right.
He know he not right up there for him to even have done something that and made the little girl watch him kill her mother at that. Tied her up, and she watched him stab her mother. And then he drowned her in the bathtub
Damn.
after she watched him do that. Yes.
See, that's deeper than not having no rent money, no job. Because that's not having. Well, that's even deeper than the young bulls killing each other because they ain't got perk money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They can't get no syrup. They sick. Or the dope fiends cracking your window
Yeah.
because they see a CD or they see a air bulb on your seat and they need the dope. They gonna bust your window. That's a shame. That's deep.
And that's in your house, and her sons had to witness that. Not only one of them ended up getting stabbed too. He lived though, and he was just
May he rest in hell, physically, spiritually, and mentally forever.
Listen.
Yeah, though.
This is what I'm saying because as a woman, right? Who should we look to protect us? If we can't look to the men to protect, and then a lot of men be like, oh, the women acting like men. Well, a lot of the men ain't acting like men. So
that's even.
So I'm saying,
Know
if you know this, if you have a woman and you make her feel like she has to do your part as well, and then when she do it, you feel some type of way, whose fault is that?
I want to ask you a question. Give me your honest opinion. Have a woman tell you that you're too not possessive, too not controlling, too like what's the word? What's that word?
Clingy.
No, like you protect them too much. Like you too
overprotective.
Overprotective. I was told that I'm overprotective.
Did that person have her father home?
On the
what
outside.
Was her relationship like with her
father? A little bit. Well, three women have told me that, and within the last strongest relationships I have had. So, for knowledge of self purposes.
Overprotective and smothering is two different things.
Oh, no, I don't smother.
Okay,
so. Because they say, you sometimes me, because I'm a Cancer.
Well, you're a Cancer,
like,
so you crabby.
Yeah.
That's that Cancer.
I ain't gonna lie, and I know that. Sometimes we could be at dinner, me and you, and I'm trying to eat, and you want to talk, and like, yo, can I eat?
Right.
Like, damn, I'm sorry. I know I get like that. I was raised by a woman.
No talking at the table. Because we couldn't talk at the table in my grandmother's house.
So I felt like that was a good thing for me to work on. You know what I'm saying?
Being too overprotective?
Yeah, because, and I say, like if I'm sitting down eating dinner, I'm not used to having my door open. I'm raised in a different environment the last 18 years. But now I'm back uptown.
Right.
My gun is right there with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame. And I'm like, no, because I play preventive maintenance. I play defense.
So this
Not
is the
about
thing.
what I'm living and what I'm doing, because our world, our surroundings is dangerous.
Well, just look at it like this. Just because this right there don't mean you gonna have the upper hand.
That's true. That's why if I hear the door open,
then you
it's
also
pointing.
see you.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Sorry,
see,
Grandma.
that's paranoia right there.
That's not paranoia. But based off what you just said, come on, piggybacking off of your.
Yes, that is.
I'm piggybacking
if
off
you
your
in the house and you just hear the door,
But,
especially if you know it's other people that live in that house with you.
Cause to effect.
Right.
You just said what? Say it again.
What? That you was being paranoid?
No, before that. What made me say, what I would do then, you said that it can happen
anywhere.
Okay. So, if you got your door open, now, I done known guys, I done watched on TV, guys running from the cops, and they see a door open.
Running. Stop watching all that television. That's why you
talking
need to stop watching all that stuff.
I ain't talking about Chicago PD. I ain't talking about something that was scripted. I'm talking about real life. I have done it. We chased this. I hate to say it. This is back in the day. This is when I was in my bag on my mom's grave, but I'm just talking about it for the sake of why. And I know it's some of my past. We seen this boy. He robbed my man crib. We was living down 17th and Ingersoll, 17th and Jefferson. We come home. We see a mattress on the top level up that points up to the top window. So I'm like, why is the mattress leaning up? Somebody got through the window. We ain't used to it. We were from uptown living down north because we bulls. Yeah, I ain't nobody gonna do nothing. They all love us. Yeah. That boy went up in that window, took my man $5,000 out his safe. Make a long story short, we was riding down north one day. We seen him. Oh my God. Now, you know the car dealership that was down Broad and right there, right before you get to Broad and Spring Garden where the subway at? What's the high school right there? Penn Franklin? that car dealership that was right there. That was a restaurant now.
It's where South is at.
He ran in that joint in broad daylight. They. All I could do is look out the window, look at all the salesmen with their suits on, turn around and look at
He ready
us.
to tell now after he done broke
That
it,
was
right?
just one. That was just one. He ran in there to get away from us.
Right, that's what I said.
That was just one. A lady up, 76 in Ogons, had her front door open, boy running from the cops. He ran in there, ran through the back door. The police all stormed
Everybody
through her
ran
crib, tore her crib
Like on
up.
Friday.
He had just shot somebody.
Oh, see.
So once I
you
seen
you
that,
can't leave your door open in the city, right?
But
But you don't have. I don't leave my door open, but I don't sit by my front door with a
and
gun.
I get
either.
into conversations like, see, you naive. You think it's sweet. No, but it happens everywhere. All right.
Oh, like I just said.
Now, my last joint, R. Kelly. Now, I defend Bill Cosby, right? Because I think
Listen,
Bill got some validity,
yeah,
right?
me too.
With
But
his
R-
case.
I ain't.
But
I'm
Bill,
sorry. I can't.
I agree with a lot
I
of
can't
people.
Defend,
Shut up, Bill.
I cannot.
Mind your
defend
business.
R. Kelly.
Shut up. R. Kelly got away with it once, paid to get the case thrown out. He should have stopped then. He knew he had a fetish for young girls. We all like young girls.
He
a
been
little
new.
younger
He
than us.
pissed on a little girl. See, that's the part. See that part
I'm
right
done.
there. I'm
R.
was done
Kelly-
after that.
R. Kelly needs to stay in jail forever.
He's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile, like Cardi B said.
He's a pedophile. Sorry.
He's a pedophile. He had a problem with money. Yes, he's the greatest artist ever. He's one of the greatest
he
R&B
can fly
singers.
right now, right up out there.
Why you say that? That was one of my favorite songs. We used to sit on the block upstate. I believe I can fly. That gave me inspiration. I swear that.
Well, it
that song
was
gave me
a very
inspiration.
inspirational
I'm telling you,
song.
the cornfields. I used to be like, I can't wait to get out.
So you can run through the cornfield.
But it gave me hope. And I know a lot of dudes, I swear, gangsters.
So let me just say, he was a talented artist. He had some great hits, but underneath the artists and the hits,
He was a problematic man.
we knew he was a problem when he was married to Aaliyah.
And Aaliyah,
That was a problem
and Aaliyah
for me right
parents
there.
allowed it.
Because if that would have
Y'all
been my
took that
daughter, that
check.
would have been a problem.
And let me keep it
For
real.
real. I don't care how much money
Dame
he
Dash,
had.
Dame Dash waited till she got of age. He still was out of pocket.
It's just
Well, I know she was about 21.
she
then.
was an adult.
I know, but still.
But see, the thing is, this is my thing, because people be like, well, you get on the men. Somebody got to be the adult in the situation.
Well, let me say this. Y'all women do that too.
Now,
listen,
yes, women do.
I was in the
yes,
ninth
women
grade,
do.
but I wasn't. How old was you in ninth grade? 13, 14?
No, I was in 19, 14.
How was it, 14?
Yeah, I was 14. I think I was 14.
I was in the 8th grade going to King. And it was a girl that was in the 9th grade. When she went to King, I never forget, I was in the 9th grade. She was in the 10th grade over at King. That was who broke,
That was your first.
that I can remember. But I remember her name was Lisa.
Did she seduce you, or did you seduce her?
No, I wasn't, I ain't gonna lie, I
You ain't
wasn't having
know?
sex till I was in the 10th grade.
She seduced you.
I remember, I swear, she finessed me so. Because I think about this now, no lie. I think about this right now, because that's something that I always was afraid to have a conversation with a female. Like, back in the day it was, how many people you slept with? Mm-hmm. That was the thing that we asked the girls.
Yeah.
Like,
that was girls ask guys too.
Yeah. How many people you slept with? 4. Oh, no.
Yeah, not like they was going to be telling you the truth.
Now, right, nowadays, y'all need to get back to how many people you slept with. No, y'all wouldn't have a date.
Nowadays, they done mess with the
We used
whole
to be
block.
the ass. I
The
did. 'Cause-
girls and the guys, they mess with the whole block.
So it's y'all powerful. So we need y'all women in our life. I'm telling you now. Don't be afraid if he a little clingy. Stop running around with your girlfriends then.
I mean, in these days and
Cling to
times,
him.
let me tell you something about these days and times. If you have a man in these days and times that is concerned about where you are, and I don't mean calling your phone every 5 minutes like a stalker.
Right.
I mean literally concerned about where you are. You should want him to know where you are.
Because guess what? I'm a firm
For
believer
real.
in that. Because I do that. But I know I get to a point where I don't give a flying you know what. When a guy get like that, know that, like, and we was taught that Beyonce said it best. A good girl going bad or whatever that phrase is. When a female start ignoring you, stop sweating you, stop communicating with you in any way,
she's mentally gone.
she's done.
She's done.
She's done. She's done.
It's over.
Dungeness crabs. Footnote. It's a done. It's the end.
And let her go, because too many of these guys
Let her go.
don't want to be let
Lovers
go.
become strangers. Strangers become lovers.
And there is a thin line between love and hate.
It is.
Because a lot of these women, and a lot, not these random women that was getting shot, but when I was doing my research and they were saying like how many black women were murdered, how many women, well, they said within the last, I think that was from within the last 3 years, 10,000 women were murdered.
But then let's keep it real.
Now, not all black women though. That's in total, but
Well,
the majority of
White
them,
women ain't getting shot like that.
No. Majority
The
of
only
them,
Puerto Rican, Asian women, only
Asians
Hispanics
and whites was the lowest.
gang areas that's
Right.
getting shot.
black women and Hispanics was
People,
the top.
People that are working class, no disrespect, working class people, they ain't hanging out at the stop and go.
Oh, but see, this is the thing. It was not people random. It was family members or people that they were in relationships with. Majority of them was husbands or boyfriends.
Because y'all be playing games. No, excuse me.
No,
y'all.
no,
I was
no,
playing.
no.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Nope.
There's no justification
Nope.
for that.
Because guess what? You
But
have.
don't lead him on.
You don't have. Do not
Don't
lead
take
him
his
on.
money.
Do not lead
If
him
he give you
on.
$1,000, I know what's hip nowadays. Let me keep it real.
$40.
Let me defend the guys. Nowadays, guys giving up nickels, thousands, 700s, 600s, 400s, and 350s. It ain't like 40 and 60 no more. Y'all stop taking their gifts and their money.
Yup, because guess what?
I'm telling you, you gonna snap out.
If you're not really that's one thing that I never did. Like coming up, I had a lot of people like, you ain't like mess with guys for money, not me. Because at the end of the day, I seen a lot of people get smacked around.
Yeah, I'm
know
just
what I'm
saying.
saying? Nope.
Don't sleep with him if he can't provide for you.
Playing with people's emotions.
If he can't make you have an orgasm, if he can't bring happiness to you, if he can't cook, he ain't got to have a great job as long as he got a job. Make it work. Like I was in a relationship where my ex made more than me. And I always made over $80,000 a year, $70,000, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we always had equal opportunity on everything. I'm not going to worry about how much you got in your purse. That's your money. Because being what we consider ourselves calling us, I adapted to a ritual where your money is your money, my money is your money.
I like
I'm going to pay the bills.
That's what I like.
But
exactly.
in today's society, let's go half on.
Well,
let's do it so it's comfortable, so we both can have a nice car.
That's if you have to go half.
Yeah, I'm only speaking to the people that's under 50, 60,000 a year, 40,000 a year. That's realistic. Like everybody ain't making no great. Don't even want to go to work. So stop. Like employees, you got signs everywhere talking about hiring. Stop. Y'all
And they
don't want
hiring
work.
everywhere.
You don't want no damn job. You want to be a bum. Because what's gonna happen is, from a person that ran through hundreds of thousands of dollars, money go fast like
Fast as it. Soon as it touch
cigarettes
your
and
hand,
weed and beer.
It's most of the time it's going before you get it because you
Like
already
alcohol.
planned
As
it
soon as you
out.
put it on your skin, it
Evaporates
evaporates.
quickly.
One thing that don't, loyalty. Well, it's more consistent. Loyalty, trust,
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah.
And that's part of
Those are
principles.
the main.
That's part of
those
principles. Yeah, hold
Principles
on to
is everything.
that. Absolutely.
Because when you have principles, you think twice before you go out and do stuff.
You do. You better
You'll think twice before you go out and do stuff. And with all of this stuff that's going on with all this gun violence,
Isn't that funny?
Lord, they got 11
My
members on
partner
Instagram. They already
Sent
counting
me
it
a
out.
application. Sent me a flyer that says, "In love and memory of Instagram, sunrise October
only-
6th,
Instagram-
2010,
Instagram-
sunset October 4th, 2021. Repairs will be held on Twitter.
Damn. Instagram only 11 years old.
repass will be held on Twitter."
That's some bull crap. See, this is what we get ourselves caught up with social media. And listen, I'm taking a class, right? And guess what? The homework was go on Instagram and do Because a lot of the people in the class don't know how to do like a video live on Instagram. So it's like it's a media marketing class, right? So they're like, go on there and do a video on Instagram. And every day you were supposed to do something different. Now this is like the 4th day. You can't do it.
That's easy. Give me my degree.
Listen, Instagram is down. Look, he ain't passed it. But Instagram is down.
See,
so you can't even do the homework
but
for
I
the
can
day.
see them, right?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about us being so dependent. Now we have become so dependent in this day and time. A lot of businesses on these platforms, and you would think that Facebook would have separate platforms, separate networks.
Well, ever since they had that lady on there talking about she was the whistleblower.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Saying that they
I was about to
use the
say.
same,
I just seen that before.
The same marketing psychology that the tobacco users.
for
that was
for
the
cigarettes.
best thing she could have said. You know, tobacco users got hit hard in the pocket.
Listen,
you
and
know,
now look.
And 45 of them cronies been trying to get at Zuckerberg for a minute.
Yes.
They mad like
45
trying to get his Twitter account back. Bye, boy, you're not getting no Twitter account back. Bye, you're not getting nothing. Stay right where you at. All you want to do is talk some foolishness.
How you get banned off of
Made all them people
media?
redo all them votes, man, knowing they was the same count. You even lost even more.
You know
like
what?
in Atlanta.
But you know what?
Like,
why would they recount them though? Because I would have just been like, go ahead with all that, and we're not
because it was mandated. See, what happened was, and we know how powerful the state municipalities is, and the city councilman, it was done on that level,
right?
Where it had to be done,
even though they knew.
So if it was you, if you was there, you in Cali, I'm in Atlanta. No, I don't want to go to Atlanta. There's too many not on duties over there. Put me in Arizona. Put Fran in somewhere. Put everybody somewhere. Now, when it comes to the vote, no, bye, boy. No, we're not doing no recount.
Exactly.
Quilly Mills on
That's
him.
just a waste of money and time and government money. And
was.
then they always saying they don't have money for stuff. They don't have money to give people housing. They don't have money to give people food.
Well, that's because they gotta keep it. They gotta keep it. You know, come on. They make the money. They'll never run out of money. But in order to keep their system in place, of the mathematical system, the 1 + 1 is 2,
right?
And to be able to subtract that, they have to say we ran out of money.
Government shut
but
down.
you're just playing $300 million a day for a war that was on a lie. You know, weapons of mass destruction. Where there wasn't no
and
weapons.
just think about it. How long ago was that when George Bush was in office? We done had George Bush, Obama, Trump, and now Biden, and they're still over there. Like they're still over there. But that's just the American way.
My man said a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
Did you know that in America, there's only been 2 or 3 years that America hasn't been in war with another country since its inception?
Oh, wow.
Anytime you have
are you shocked?
No, I'm not shocked.
Conscious?
Well, I'm not shocked because look how they just go take shit. Like,
all right, this is my clue, and I love my country. I love. Oh yeah, do. Uptown's where I'm from. I strive to be the best.
You're the worst.
I may put my own words because the words now I know them words. Oh no.
Yeah, because you had to
Rockers were.
You had to listen to that second verse.
That ain't cool. But
a
let me just
lot
say
of them
this.
songs though. But anywho,
it's the best land of opportunity.
Absolutely.
If you don't want to stay here, make another hole.
See, this the whole thing because people be like, go back to where you came from. Well, my people came from here, so I'm not. All
of us, none of us was here.
Listen,
none of us.
Here. No, we was. No,
people was here.
Some of us was here. Our people was here.
According to the studies, a lot of studies say they were here.
We was here. See,
unless you were here. Unless you were here.
This the only place I ever been was here.
I'm not spooky. Let me just say this: I'm here now.
But
I ain't talking about back in the day.
We're not gonna go there. But at the end of the day,
my country.
But at the end of the day. This is ours.
That's right. Period.
Where else we
trying to buy a nice house. Let me show you. Let me show you the video. This new house bidding on.
Yeah.
They got a movie theater in the yard.
Yeah, that's
They
what
got
I'm
a
talking
sand beach. They got a big giant pool.
They got a saltwater pool.
They got a ping pong table.
All that.
It got a jacuzzi.
You looking at my house, EA?
Yeah.
Damn.
When I go, listen. Y'all never see me outside. Just on Fridays, every Friday from 6 to 8.
Listen,
I'm telling you, I'm running from y'all ninja warriors.
Listen, I was just saying that. Like, I was always been a person, like, I always wanted to do so much for my community, for the people in my community. And I always felt like, I always felt like in order to do that, that you need to be there, you know? But I'm right now, no, because I'm ready to go.
No, let me just say this.
Like,
you could be there.
I can be
You
there.
can be there.
I can be there doing things in the community, but
Now, would that be a sellout if you say you fighting for Philadelphia and propagating against anything violent and live in Jersey or live in wherever else you live at?
no.
Okay, say that then.
No.
Because it's about sociology.
No,
And if you
because-
overstand sociology, I don't want to live where there's a beer distributor at, where you can get a
Exactly.
211.
I don't want to live with the deli on the
Dutchie.
corner.
No, I want to ride a couple, 2, 4, 5 minutes to a Wawa.
Let me tell you something. It's when I lived in Williamsport, right? That was one of the things that I had to get accustomed to because it ain't no corner stores.
Take
So
them
it ain't
Jones
no,
away.
Listen, it ain't no corner stores up there.
Stop and goes. I know
It
5
ain't no
people got murdered
They
in
got
one of them.
They only got Chinese restaurants that you gotta go to. Like they don't have Chinese to like they don't have none of that. Ain't no bodegas. It ain't no corner Chinese. It's none of that. You're gonna go to the gas station. You wanna go to the market sheets. Cause they don't got Wawa, but they got sheets.
That probably preserved a lot of lives.
Let me tell you something. It helped me. It kept me from gaining weight. Cause I'm a snacker. I like chips and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But up there, you gonna go to the market and get all that. Cause if not, the market ain't right there.
Yeah, because that's like Lancaster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You gotta get out the way to go get something. Like you gotta get out the way. And but they have their reasons for why they don't do it. Look what happens in the inner cities. Cause we don't own none of the bodegas, none of the beer distributors, none of that. But we are the number one consumers.
Let me just say this. I ain't going to get mad at my boy.
I'm not. What I'm saying, I'm not mad
They
at
did
them.
something right with their money.
Listen,
We didn't.
but let's just say
We
this.
bought Volvos.
Just
and
think about
Cadillacs.
this though, because they always like black people always say, "Oh, we don't got no money. Black people don't have no money. They only less than
No,
1%."
black people got money.
Listen, according to
Oprah and Jay-Z and Beyonce got money.
I ain't talking about them.
Tyler Perry
I'm
got
talking
money.
about the majority of African Americans in this country.
That sister that live on your block that been getting Social Security for the last 10 years, she got money.
Right.
Based on her income, her profit and loss within her living.
Her $700 Social
See,
Security.
rich is what you say.
Her $700 Social Security check and her $800 mortgage.
Well, no, I ain't talking about her.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the one that paid $400. That been paying $400 since the ages of swing, and she get $1,100 a month.
You
And
better.
she go to the market. She go to the market, back home, and church.
Yep, and that's a senior citizen.
And she's happy.
She's already got her Social
She's
Security.
happy.
So for all those that don't, you better figure something out.
Figure it out.
You
or it's
better
gonna be
figure
too
it out,
late.
because guess what? If not, at the rate that we going these days, these young people ain't gonna have no pensions, because they don't go to work.
See, stop giving them welfare. See, you giving them another welfare. Work for
It's
it.
a trick.
Whatever manifests in the physical after that, then accept it.
It's a trick.
That's
It's
the
a trick.
willpower.
It's a trick.
That's the unsurfaced,
That's
and that's
it.
the podcast.
That's what's up. Thank you, EA, for tuning in with me today. I want to thank everybody out there that was listening to my show. For all that will be listening later, I want to thank you all, and I'll see you guys next week.